Yeah, man, I swear, all these years later and I'm still trying to figure out how to get to Sesame Street. What? Camera's rolling. Yeah, what's up everyone? Welcome to FILMspiration, the place where filmmakers come to get inspired. My name is writer-director Edgar Ibarra. Let's get down to business. So, for all you new subscribers, thank you so much for jumping aboard. And if you've not yet done so, please hit that subscribe button and the little bell right next to it. That way you're notified next time I make a video for you. For this episode, I wanted to take a look at one of my two favorite areas of independent filmmaking. Number 2, story or the screenplay. Number 1, acting. Those two in no particular order, by the way. Why those two? Because story pushes characters forward and characters push the story forward, and so on and so forth, and then it's just a perpetual cycle till you get to the end of the movie. So with regards to acting, what's one of the things that actors struggle with the most? And for all you filmmakers out there behind the camera, what things should you be focusing on that could take your filmmaking game to the next level even with very little resources? Let's go ahead and jump in.
Brianna and I do a lot of improvised acting, and we do improv shows every single week, and for those, you know, it's still, you have to be a good actor even though you don't have a script. Like, you can't rely on those tools, you can't rely on makeup, you can't rely on props, you don't have any of that. It is only your acting, it is only your characters, only your emotions. Yay! Everything is acting at that point in time, you know, and if you can bring that to your other roles, into auditions, film roles, scripted play work, it all makes all of the performances better.
Tease.
Yeah, Jesus Christ almighty.
The more that you invest into your character and you just live in that role.
Criticizing our featured product.
Everything else takes care of itself. I mean, the story will follow, the character will make authentic choices, you know, and it will continue, just like you said, kind of snowballing one thing into the next. But there's not really there's not really a need for props and all that sort of stuff. How many movies have we seen that are extremely low budget, or even just one man in a coffin, you know, for a whole movie? And that's a movie. Like, there's no props, there's nothing else. Like, so it's all character development, all the acting skill behind it.
You did at least 10% of the work in this company.
But again, let it like soak in.
You can really feel however you want about anything as long as you justify why you're feeling it.
What would you say to that person at home who's always had that itch but never scratched?
I would say don't be afraid to fail. Like, I think that's essentially the first step. Like, it's the hardest thing to go out in any form of acting, to expose yourself and to be vulnerable. And you have to accept that in the beginning, like, and along the journey, you're not going to have success every step of the way.
That's the reason why I blamed you. That's the reason why I can't stand working with you anymore.
Just be okay with failing and looking like an idiot and being silly. Try to revert back to that childhood, you know, sense of just playing and having fun.
Why does that make you happy?
'Cause I have no job.
And, you know, the skill will come along, the scripts, everything else in filmmaking will come along, but just have fun and just get out there. Don't wait for the perfect moment until you're ready. Just go do it.
Calm down.
Yeah, I can't take this. I'm sick of you yelling. I'm sick of fighting.
When you see somebody that's super happy all the time, and then you have them act in a scene where they need to really be mad, and all of a sudden you see this person just, their face gets completely red, veins are popping out, you see a whole different side of them, it definitely opens up something, and it makes you feel something.
I come here to work, not listen to your bitching all day. Wait, that doesn't make any damn sense. Of course you wrote the code.
And when somebody else hits emotions that are really intense, it can definitely awake something in people that are watching it or people that are viewing it, because that's just how we are. We are empathetic beings, and so when you can see somebody expressing an emotion and expressing it in a really raw, real way.
But wait, she's home all the time. I don't understand how this is even possible.
It awakens those feelings in you as well. And that's what acting is all about, is trying to get other people to feel that way, so that way they can get the story that you're trying to tell.
1, 2, 3, try! No!
Did you say subversions, the ones that are native? The thing that I see actors struggling with the most is getting to a 10. A lot of times actors can act sad or a little bit mad, but when you ask them to really push it and get to a deeper emotional level, it's a lot harder for them. And it's hard to make yourself be vulnerable in front of other people and to let yourself go there, because so often in our regular lives we don't fully express our emotions. We're taught to hide them. So acting, you have to do it completely opposite. You're trying to show your emotions. You want to show them. So it's kind of just relearning how to be. The message I'd want to send out to filmmakers about really wanting to focus on the acting is that that's how you can really tell your story. Because if you have a story, you can have great characters, a great story, a great plot, but if you aren't focusing on the acting and you're just flatly saying words, you aren't really going to get as much of the story. And I would say most great movies obviously do have great acting, and when you do see a movie, like an indie movie or a movie made by people that are trying to become professionals, you can really tell that it's not a good quality movie if the acting isn't good. And it's one of the dead giveaways other than bad sound. So I would just say focusing on the acting is something that will make your work overall look more solid and more professional.
Thank you so much to Walter Temple and Brianna Roy for giving me this special access to take a look at acting from inside their world where the magic happens and is developed. It was a rare treat for me that I'll never forget, and if you're interested in learning a little bit more about the Film Actors Workshops, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link to their website in the description of this video. Go ahead and check them out. I promise you won't be disappointed. So for those of you who may or may not have known, I recently had a gallbladder removed, and so as I stepped back into closing of the film production All We Have, and also FILMspiration, I've got a question for you all. Is there a particular area that you're struggling with in independent film? Or is there just an area that maybe you'd like for me to talk about? Or maybe if I don't have the answers, maybe I can find someone who can provide the answers for you here on FILMspiration. If so, leave a comment below and I'll gladly look into seeing what I can do to go ahead and address whatever you'd like me to look into regarding independent film. With all the tools, technology, and online resources, you guys, we don't have any more excuses. Please run out and make your movies. Send it my way. I would love to see what you come up with, as I will be showing you what I come up with. Everyone, that's what I got for you this episode of FILMspiration. Don't forget to leave us a comment, a like, maybe share the video. Also, subscribe. That way you know when I make another video for you coming up in the near future. Thank you very much. My name is Edgar Ibarra. This has been FILMspiration. See you in the next one.